Good afternoon. I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching. It is appreciated as always. Keir Starmer announced on the weekend that he's jumping on the bandwagon of the far right. He's going to be issuing a national inquiry with statutory powers to look into the historic and ongoing exploitation of predominantly white working class girls in this United Kingdom by men primarily, predominantly of Pakistani South Asian heritage. Not exclusively, it's important to say that, which is what I'm saying here. Why would he do this when he's got no reason to do so? Why would he do this? Well, firstly, the House of Lords KC that's looking into it has put a recommendation in, and apparently what she's found with her preliminary findings is so damning and so extreme, he's got no choice. I noticed in the 1990s that a lot of local media stopped being local media and they moved down south to London. ITV's programme this morning used to be filmed up in Liverpool and then it moved down south. And it's the same with many of the major news outlets. They were never local, they always went down to London, and this happened in the late early 90s. Why would they do this? Well, it's easier to control a narrative and make sure everybody's singing from the same hymn sheet if you're all in the same place. That's my opinion on the matter. That's the only reason Talk Radio and GB News have got any traction, because they can speak for the population that lives outside of the Westminster bubble. The Prime Minister back in January put out a statement on the fallout from Elon Musk raising this issue on X, and he said something along the lines of
calling for inquiries because they want to jump on a bandwagon of the far right.
That's right, the bandwagon of the far right, that's what this is. The mass exploitation of the people of the United Kingdom by people that shouldn't be in the country, in my opinion. And that's the far right bandwagon. It's really not, alright? It really isn't. The only thing that matters is justice for the people that have been wronged, in my opinion. There's a lot of people that are being rather smug on social media today saying we want an apology, or we demand an apology, or apologies are needed. The only apologies that are needed are to the people that have been victimised. The only people that need apologies are the families of those people that had their cries and calls for help unheard. Those are the only people that anybody should be concerned about. It's not about personalities, it's not about anything but that. So when I see the Tories saying we did it and claiming credit for this, you're not getting off with this. You were in power for 14 years and you did nothing about it. 14 years, alright? I do not buy that the Tories have changed. I do not buy it, and I will not fall for it. If you look at what this London Assembly member said to Sadiq Khan back in January, we're going to look at this clip now, and then you can come to your own conclusions. Alright?
Just how many grooming gangs have we got in London?
To avoid any misunderstanding, can she define what she means by that?
I'm going to pause it there for a moment. Sadiq Khan is actually baiting her there. He's saying, please say South Asian Pakistani origin men, because it gives me a license to call you a racist, bigot and xenophobe. The Tories are not courageous, they are cowards.
Yes, if you look at what's gone on in Rotherham, where there are people taking young girls, grooming them for sex. That is what I'm talking about.
We know in London there are issues about exploitation of young people, but they're not as defined by the member in her definition of what those types of gangs are.
Again, he's baiting her again. Please let me call you racist. That's what he's saying to her. Please let me call you racist.
So are you saying we haven't got the same sort of gangs that are in Rotherham, Bradford and lots of other places in the country?
Just for the misunderstanding, what does she mean by that?
You know full well what I mean by that is...
Then say it. Say it. Be brave. Actually say what you mean. The majority of these offences were committed by predominantly people of South Asian descent. Be clear, be honest. You can't be called racist for calling a spade a spade. What you can be racist for is not arresting these people because you don't want to harm community cohesion or community tensions. That would be racist. Or arresting people trying to pull children out of this type of exploitation, actual family members, and arresting them. That would be racist. That would be morally flawed. And we need to call that nonsense out.
It's all over the television. You know exactly what I mean by that. These gangs of people that are grooming young girls for sex. Do we actually have those in London?
That's enough from him. Right. I'm not of the South Asian community, as you can see. I've seen movies, British-made movies, that depict South Asian culture in the United Kingdom. It's very clear, literally and figuratively, you're not meant to piss on your own doorstep. What they mean by their own doorstep, though, is people ethnically the same as them. It's deeply, deeply racist. That is what I get from the culture. Calling it out is not racist. Saying that cultures are different is not racist either. Alright? People were expected in these communities to have fornications, have fun with the liberal white girl, the local white girl. You get serious about people of your own ethnicity, and that's what you marry into. And if you muck about and you fornicate with people of your own ethnicity, you're actually degrading their marriage value. Alright, so it's deeply, deeply racist, and you could also say deeply, deeply conservative in a particular way. Alright? They value the sanctity of marriage, and they value the sanctity of their own bodies, or at least the female bodies in their culture. That's why they feel they can do whatever they want to white working class girls, especially white working class girls. You'll find that people that are white that commit the same type of abhorrent crime, they're put in prison, and rightly so. I'm calling it out wherever you see it. What Rupert Lowe, Tommy, Katie Hopkins and other people have done in the past is they've highlighted that a particular community or specific communities that are committing this crime not only are disproportionately doing it, but it goes unreported because people are afraid to be called racist. This has to stop, and thankfully it is. The media have been in a bit of a tiz the past couple of days. They've been going on, bleating on, well, it's predominantly white people, That's a very low resolution take, and it's done on purpose for the normies so they do not dig a little deeper. Disproportionately, it's a particular community, and I've spelled it out on this channel why. Oldie but goodie, let's look at Emily Maitlis and Rupert Lowe, and let's see who comes out on top on this.
Why are you just trying to talk about Pakistani grooming gangs when there are 4 times?
See, I'm going to call her out right there. Why is Rupert Lowe specifically calling out the Pakistani origin grooming gangs? Because they're the ones that are unreported. Those are the ones that people like Emily Maitlis don't want to talk about because it's not what's done in polite circles. If you do that, you're attacking the multicultural plan that they've got for us, and we can't have that.
8 times and 10 times as many white grooming gangs.
8 to 10 times more white grooming gang suspects. Well, I would imagine so in a predominantly white country. Alright? It's like Emily Maitlis has never heard of per capita. Facts matter, numbers matter, demographics matter, and ethnicity matter. None of this is inherently racist. As I said before, ticking people off on a little diversity box and saying, right, we can't touch them, they're protected. That in and of itself is racism.
Do you not think, Emily, there's an issue with Pakistani Muslims raping working class white underage girls? Do you not think there's an issue there?
I think
again, watch her response now. She broadens it out. She can't single out a particular community because her political correctness won't let her.
You're telling me there's no issue?
Appalling issue with grooming
are you telling
when it
me,
hits any community and any age.
Are you
we
telling
only
me,
ever hear
are
you
you
talk
telling me
about
there's no issue?
Pakistani
Are you telling me
perpetrators.
there's no issue?
As I've already said, the reason why Rupert is highlighting it and other people have highlighted it in the past is specifically this type of grooming is not called out because they can hide behind the broader picture of, well, generally speaking, it's white people. Well, yes, currently it would be.
I'm telling you that you are focusing on Pakistani grooming gangs because probably you're racist. And
nope, he's calling it out because, as I've mentioned, it's unreported and people get away with it.
You don't believe that there are white perpetrators of the same crime. Can you deny that?
We'll leave that one there. But no, he's completely right, obviously. She's completely wrong. The establishment media is completely wrong. The mainstream politicians are completely wrong. We've got a few brave souls that are speaking up and speaking openly about it. Long may this continue until everybody gets the justice that they demand and deserve. This should not have happened. This should never have happened, in my opinion. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, give me a like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one, and I will continue to call it as I see it. As always, your mileage may vary. Comment below if you think I'm on the money on this, and thanks again.